Hello everyone, Mario Velasco, owner broker for EP Start Realty. And today we're going to go over the information about brokerage services form. This is a one single page form, but it's the most important form that you're going to present to your prospects on the first meeting that you have with them. So let's go ahead and get started. The first portion of this form, it describes the types of real estate license holders. And there is two. There's the broker and there's the sales agent. The broker is responsible for all brokerage activities and is responsible for the sales agent. Sales agent must always be sponsored by a broker, and everything they do is they're doing it on behalf of the broker. Okay. On the next paragraph, these are the minimum duties of a broker and a sales agent. I'm going to read through this information because it's very important. Once you're explaining this form to your client, it's important for them to know. First thing is put the interest of the client above all others, including the broker's own interest. Inform the client of any material information about the property or transaction received by the broker. Answer the client's questions and present any offer to or counter offer from the client, and treat all parties to a real estate transaction honestly and fairly. So these are the minimum duties of a broker and also a real estate agent. Okay. Next, we're going to jump to the 4 different ways you can work for your client. The first one is working as an agent for the owner, who's the seller of the land or the landlord. In this case, you're only helping your client who is the seller. And typically, you fill in an agreement in writing, which is the listing agreement. The second one is working as an agent for the buyer or tenant. And there's also an agreement. It's a buyer's representation agreement and or tenant representation agreement. The third way you can help a client is working as an intermediary, as you are working as an agent for both, for the seller and the buyer. So intermediary, there are 2 ways you can work: is intermediary with appointments and intermediary without appointments. When you're working as intermediary with appointments, the broker assigns one sales agent for each party. One sales agent for the seller, one sales agent for the buyer, so they can be represented. Working intermediary without appointments, that means that the buyer and the seller had agreed in writing to work with the same agent. But it's very important that they are aware of their rights and limitations when they're working as an intermediary. Okay. And the fourth category, how you can work with a client, is working as a sub-agent. When there is buyers looking for a house and they want you to help them submit an offer, but they don't want to sign a representation agreement, you can help them submit the offer. In that case, you're going to be a sub-agent to the listing agent. So that's how you are a sub-agent in that position. All right, so these are the 4 categories how you can work for a client. And it's very important, once you meet with your prospect, make him aware of the different ways how you can work. Okay. The following paragraph, it mentions that there has to be an agreement between you as the agent or the broker and your client. Everything has to be in writing. Everything is described about the duties and responsibilities of both parties, and also how payment is calculated. Okay. And the last portion of this form, it's fill in the blanks. And on the top line, you have to fill in the information about the company, the brokerage. The second line, you fill in the information about the broker. Third line, you fill in the information of a licensed supervisor. Let's say you are working for a team and you have a team leader. This is where the information of your team leader goes. If you don't have a team leader, this would be the same information as your broker. And the last line, as if you're a sales agent, this is where your information is going to go. Your name, license number, email, and telephone number. And lastly, on the end portion of this form, this is where your prospects are going to initial, that they're aware of all this information that was presented to them, and make them aware this is not an agreement yet. This is simply an explanation how you can work as a real estate agent or as a real estate broker. So this concludes our little overview for this form. Like I said, it's a single page form, but it's very important that you present this form on the first meeting with your prospect. And this concludes this presentation. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions about this form, you can contact me at 915-329-5829. If you are an agent from another brokerage, you can contact your broker if you have any more questions about this form. Thank you for your time, and see you in another video.